Welcome to Read by Robin. This is a very special fanfiction reading of My Immortal, the Harry Potter fanfiction. We are going to read 2 chapters at a time, and I'm going to take a break after each chapter to give my impressions. Chapter 11. A.N. I said stop flaming up preps. See, if this chapter is stupid, it deals with really stress issues. SPC for yourself. If it's stupid, BRW, thanks to my friend Raven for helping me. No, I screamed. I was horrified. Bloody Mary tried to comfort me, but I told her to fuck off, and I ran to my room crying myself. Dumbledore chased after me shouting, but he had to stop when I went into my room because he would look like a perv that way. Anyway, I started crying tears of blood and then I slit both my wrists. They got all over my clothes, so I took them off and jumped into a bath angrily while I put on Linkin Park song at full volume. I grabbed a stick and I almost stuck it into my heart to commit suicide. I was so fucking depressed. I got out of the bathtub and put on a black low-cut dress with lace all over it, sandally. I put on black high heels with pink metal stuff on the ends and 6 pairs of skull earrings. I couldn't fucking believe it. Then I looked out the window and screamed. Snap was spying on me and he was taking a videotape of me, and Lupin was masticating to it. They were sitting on their broomsticks. Ew, you fucking pervs! Stop looking at me naked! Are you pedos or what? I screamed, putting on a black towel with a picture of Marilyn Manson on it. Suddenly, Vampire ran in. Abracadabra! He yelled at Snape and Lupin, pointing his womb. I took my gun and shot it. Pew pew! Snape and Lupin a gazillion times, and they both started screaming, and the camera broke. Suddenly, Dumbledore ran in. Ebony, it has been revealed that someone has... No! He shouted, looking at Snape and Lupin, and then he waved his wand, and suddenly Hagrid ran outside on his broom, and everyone said, we need to talk. What do you know, Hagrid? You're just a little Hogwarts student. I may be a Hogwarts student, Hairgrind paused angrily, but I'm also a Satanist. This cannot be, Snap said in his crisp voice as blood dripped from his hand where Dumbledore's wand had shot him. There must be other factors. Oh wait. You don't have any! Oops, wrong voice. I yelled in madly. Lupin held up the camera triumphantly. This lens may be ruined, but the tape is still there. I felt faint, more than I normally do, like how it feels when you do not drink enough blood. Why are you doing this? Lupin said angrily while he rubbed his dirty hands on his cloak. And then I heard the words that I had heard before, but not from him. I did not know whether to feel shocked and happy or to bite him and drink his blood because I felt faint. Because, Hargid said, and he paused in the air dramatically, waving his wand in the air. Then swooped in, he and singing to the tune of the goth version of a song by 50 Cent. Because you're gothic? Snape asked in a little afraid voice, 'cause he was a friend. It meant he was connected with Satan. Because I love her! Oh, wow, so that got really confusing about who was talking, so I fucked that up. I really like how she was already dressed and then wrapped up with a towel after they she noticed that we were filming her, so that's really good. I also love all the different spellings of Hagrid's name. Perfect. So anyways, chapter 12. Author note, stop effing, okay? Hagrid is a pedo too. A lot of people in American schools are like that. I wanted to address that issue. How do you know Snape lent Kristen plus Hagrid isn't really in love with Ebony? That was Cedric, okay? I was about to slit my wrists again with the silver knife that Drago had given me in case anything ever happened to him. He had told me to use it valiantly against the enemy, but I knew that we must both go together. No! I thought it was Hagrid, but it was Vampire. He started screaming, OMFG, no! My scar hurts! And then his eyes rolled up. You could only see his red whites. I stopped. How did you know? I saw it, and my scar turned back into the lightning bolt. No! I ran up closer. I thought you didn't have a scar anymore, I shouted. I do, but Diabolo changed it into a pentagram for me, and I was covered up with foundation, he said back. Anyway, my scar hurt and it turned back into the lightning bolt. Save me! Then I had a vision of what happened to Draco. Voldemort has him in bondage! Anyway, I was in the school nurse's office now recovering from my slit wrists, and Snap and Lupin and Hagrid were there too. They were going to St. Mango's after they recovered because they were pedophiles, and you can't have those fucking pervs teaching in a school with lots of hot girls. Dumbledore had constipated the video camera that they took of me naked. Must have been a magical video camera. I put up my middle fingers at them. Anyway, Hagrid came into the hospital bed holding a bouquet of pink roses. Ennaby, I need to tell you something, he said in a serious voice, giving me the roses. Fuck off, I told him. You know I fucking hate the color pink anyway, and I don't like fucked up preps like you. I snapped. Hagrid had been mean to me before being gothic. No, Ennaby, Hagrid says. Those are not roses. What are they, goths, you two, you poser prep? I asked, because I was angry that he had brought me pink roses. I saved your life, he yelled angrily. No, you didn't, I replied. You saved me from getting a Paris Hilton porn video made from your shower scene and being viewed by Snape and Lupin. Who masturbated? See, is that spelt wrong? To which he added silently. Whatever, I yelled angrily. He pointed his wand at the pink roses. These aren't roses. He suddenly looked at them with an evil look in his eye and muttered, Well, if you want honesty, that's all you had to say. That's not a spell, that's an MCR song, I corrected him wisely. I know, I was just warming up my vocal chords. Then he screamed, Pochulis Marengo, mi cremicili romacio. For all of you cool Gothic MCR fans out there, that is a tribute, especially for Raven. I love you, girl. Imo noto okeo. And then the roses turned into a huge black flame floating in the middle of the air, and it was black. Now I knew he wasn't a prep. Okay, I believe you. Now, what the fuck is Draco? Hagrid rolled his eyes. I looked into the balls of flame, but I could see nothing. You see, Ennaby, Dumbledore said, watching the two of us watching the flame, to see what's in the flames. And you must find yourself first, Kay? I have found myself, you mean old man, Hagrid yelled. Dumbledore looked shocked. I guess he didn't have a headache, or else he would have said something back. Hagrid stormed off back into his bed. You're a liar, Prof. Dumbledore. Anyway, when I got better, I went upstairs and put on a black leather mini dress that was all ripped on the ends with lace on it. There was some corset stuff on the front. Then I put on black fishnets and black high-heeled boots with a picture of Billie Joe Armstrong on them. I put my hair all out around me so I looked like some Mara from The Ring. If you don't know who she is, you're a prep, so fuck off. And put on blood red lipstick, black eyeliner, and black lip gloss. You look kawaii, girl, Bloody Mary said. Thanks, you do too, I said sadly, but I was still upset. I slit both of my wrists, feeling totally depressed, and I sucked all the blood. I cried again in the bathroom and put the shades on so Snap and Lupin couldn't spy on me this time. I went to some classes. Vampire was in the Hair of Magical Creatures class. He looked all depressed because Draco had disappeared, and he had used to be in love with Draco. He was sucking some blood from a Hufflepuff. Ha, he said in a depressed way. Ha back, I said in a walkily depressed way. We both looked at each other for some time. Harry had beautiful red gothic eyes, so much like Draco's. Then we jumped on each other and started screwing each other. Stop it now, you horny simpletons, shouted Professor McGoggle, who was watching us, and so was everyone else. Vampire, you fucker, I said, slapping him. Stop trying to screw me, you know I love Draco, I shouted, and then I ran away angrily. Just then he started to scream, OMFG, no, my scar hurts. And then his eyes rolled up. You could only see his red whites. No, I ran up closer. I thought you didn't have a scar anymore, I shouted. I do, but Diabolo changed it into a pentagram for me, and I always covered up with foundation, he said. Anyway, my scar hurt, and then I had a vision of what was happening to Draco. Voldemort has him in bondage. That's the end of that chapter. First of all, I apologize for how my accents all over the place. I have no idea what's going on, so this is gonna be crazy sounding. But also, I'm pretty sure, yeah, not only was this chapter longer than normal, but she copied and pasted that part about Dumbledore. Okay. And again, I was really hard to tell who was what. But my favorite part, because I could always tell my favorite part, is where they both started fucking and then she got mad at vampire Harry Potter. But anyways, yeah, so, thanks for watching. Sorry it's been so long since the last one of these updated. Sorry my accent's all over the place. Hope you liked it. Hope you want to drop a like, drop a follow, whatever. This has been Read by Robin, a very special fanfiction reading.